Hey guys, we're back. So, here we are. I have it all hooked up and hooked in and what have you. There's all our fluids have been processed through. What would process through. There's some of them that are full. So, they haven't processed through. We've got room for two more. And then at that point, if it comes to it, what we may do, hell, we may do it now, because this is empty, so we have the opportunity to do it now. We may, no, because then that'll screw us up. What I was thinking is I may put this on the back and then add another exit for more of these, but I think what I'll do is if it comes to it and there's more fluids that we need to ship up, we do have room. So what I could potentially do is take this, because this is all provider chests. It should be fairly easy to move this. And we could move up one and do another one of these. And then that gives us an entire section there. We'd have to, well... yeah, we'd have to do some finagling, but we have an entire section there and an entire section here that we could run another bus. We'd have to move some of this maybe or fit it in, but we could run an entire another bus of piping this way. So that would give us, plenty of piping for whatever we need. I set this here. I was just kind of thinking about where to put this. This is going to be my manufacturing for my cosmic fluid, whatever it is, cosmic water. So I was thinking about where to put it, and maybe if I'm going to leave enough room for another bus, I'm not going to put it here. But that would give us the ability to put in, let's see, 1, 2, 3 cells basically. So 1, 2, 3. Maybe 4 cells. It would come up to here if we needed to put a second one of these in, and then that's 1 cell, so that would be there. So we've got plenty of room because we got all this room over here for manufacturing. We'll have more as we build scaffolding. This will extend in both directions. Actually, probably in all 4 directions. We'll see. I don't know. But I'm thinking we're going to extend diagonally this way if we go for now. We may come up with some fancy design, but this seems to work okay for now. I was a little short on my solar panels. I'm missing 28 solar panels, but this is all done. So what I'm working on now is figuring out where to put a launch pad, because we've got our landing pads. Yeah, there goes another wall. We've got our landing pads, so now we need a launch pad. And one of the things that comes with the launch pad or the landing pads, when you send stuff up, you get these rocket bits that are left over. You get all the rocket parts that are left over and what have you. And we got a bunch of capsules at this point because we've been sending a bunch of stuff up. We got a bunch of these cargo pods. The cargo pods need to go back with us. And we're probably going to take some of the capsules back with us as well to save us some energy right now on building capsules and things like that. I think we're going to leave the rocket cargo sections up here to build rockets with. So that we can send stuff back down the gravity well. So I'm trying to decide where I want to put a launch pad. And here's the thing. I want to be able to, and of course we got passive provider chests now and passive requester chests and stuff like that. So we really are not constrained to using belts because bots will work up here. But I want to have it set up because when this lands, it's going to provide us with these parts. And I don't think I've set one up on that one yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this. And we're going to come up here. And that's the first thing we're going to set. We're going to set one of these. I guess it really doesn't matter which one. To pull off the rocket pieces. Right? So that way we got the rocket pieces coming off into their own chest down there. So we want to set up a launch site. Now, I thought about putting it, you know, like somewhere like this, so it's kind of halfway between the two. But now I'm thinking if I want to use this later, I'm going to have to pick that up and move it. And I suspect as we go along, there's going to be other fluids that we're going to make because, you know, there's ion steam and plasma steam and chemical gel we're making already, but there's methane gas, there's cosmic water decontamination, which means there's contaminated water, there's contaminated biosludge, you know, there's all kinds of other things, you know, nutrient gel, neural gel. These are things that we're going to have to do some fluid handling with as well. So we're probably going to have another row. So I don't know that I want to put it in that row. I want to leave that row empty. So then the question becomes, do I put it? And I guess again, we're blanking off that row, so we can't do it there. So do we put it next in the row? But then if we add another one, we need to move. So what did we say? We said 1, 2, 3, 4 cells for that and 1 cell for that. But that would move. So 1, 2, 3, 4 cells. And then put it up here somewhere. I mean, it really, I'm not sure it matters a ton that we put it up that far because the bots are going to be carrying the stuff up to it. And if we want to leave that space, I mean, we could go so far as to move this one up. Let's get down here to jet. We could go so far as to move this one up now and copy this one and set it up as a second one so that we have it. Let's think about that. Let's copy this. And we're going to get rid of, and I'm going to get rid of the substations. Right? It's right-clicking on them to get rid of them. We're going to get rid of the roboports because we just want this. Because we can maneuver it into wherever we want it. We just want the basic structure. So we're getting rid of these and we're getting rid of these. I don't know if anybody's aware of that. If you go over here, you can click on the components and eliminate the components. And then you can bring them back by clicking back on them. So that, if you're trying to clear out like all of an object, it's a lot faster to do it that way than trying to go and you know, what have you. But if you're trying to get rid of a specific line, if I, you know, clicked on the belts, for example, it would get rid of all the belts, and I don't want that. So we're going to create a blueprint, and I think I like that idea. I think I like the idea of moving our second one now. So let's do this. Let's create another blueprint for that, right? And then we could do this. Now, what we are going to have to do is temporarily, we're going to have to put down enough warehouses out of the way far enough to store the rest of our crap. Now, I'm going to use this as a chest for my crap that I have in hand. No, we don't need that. All we're doing is transferring everything out of the warehouse, and it's just faster for me to take that little short hike than it is to tell the bots to take everything back and forth, because they're a little slower to fly, and there's a lot of stuff in that warehouse. And I could fly back and forth, but I would burn through my rocket fuel pretty quickly if I did that. And for this little short distance, I'm not inclined to do that. I am disinclined to acquiesce to your request. Just wanted to make sure I was still recording. I looked over and the button was not highlighted anymore, and I was like, uh-oh, am I not recording? And then I said, noticed that the button now says stop recording, so we're good. I was just a little concerned that I was spinning my wheels here. I've done that and had to go back and basically refilm an entire episode. I am not above my stupidity failures. We all know that at this point. Anybody who's been watching this channel for a little bit of time knows that I am not beyond stupidity failures. Okay, there we go. Now, a lot of you were screaming at me probably because I didn't have life support in, but I had enough time left that I wasn't worried about it. I knew I was only going to transfer a little bit. I just wanted the extra space. Okay, so if we do that and we do a second one, right, and we line it up the same way, in theory we line it up the same way, because there's a substation there or a substation there. I don't care. We'll line it up based on that substation so that we don't have to change the pipes or the pumps and such. Changing the one requester chest is not that big a deal, or provider chest. So I think that looks good. That's going to give us the ability to reason it hasn't done its thing yet is because all of the stuff that it needs to do it is in a regular warehouse as opposed to a supply warehouse. That's not in the network. We can fix that. Luke, I am your father. There. Now it'll do its thing. Right? So now that's going to give us, I think, all the fluid handling capability we are ever going to need, I think. I hope. But it's there. You know what I mean? And we don't have to worry about doing it. Now, the only thing I do have to do is once it sets everything down, I'm going to have to erase all of the formulas. But that's minor. All right. So now we need this puppy. And I think in keeping with keeping these in line, maybe we will put it like this instead of like where we had it. Just to kind of keep them all lined up. So then we could do one. How are we off? 2. Just to have 2, right? I like that. I like it. And then, because this is open space, come on, you can do it. And I know this is wasting a lot of open space, and up here we need a lot of scaffolding for open space, so things need to be as compact as they need to be, as they can be. I know, but I also almost don't care. So now we want to be able to launch back. Now, eventually we're going to want to be able to launch multiple rockets. So what I'm thinking is maybe we go here and a second one here when we have the opportunity. And then we put in our infrastructure around it. Now, what I mean by infrastructure is we're going to want these. I want 2 of these, and we're going to want. Now we'll jet because we got a ways to go. All right, we're going to want some pipes. We're going to want some pipe to ground. We're going to want some tanks, if we have any tanks. Do we not have any more tanks? Did we use all our tanks up? Wow. We used it up. We used up all of our tanks. I don't like that idea. Okay. Well, we are going to have to send some tanks up. Let's see. Let's make sure we're out of tanks. But I think we're out of tanks. Yeah, we're out of tanks. Wow. All right, we're going to have to send some tanks up. In the meantime, we're going to steal this tank. We'll put it back, but we're going to steal that tank. We're going to use it for ghosts. All right, so here's what we want to do, though. We want to set this up for fuel processing so that we can go to both of these cells. Now, we're going to set up a two-stage fuel processor so that we have the ability to use both kinds of fuel that we ship. So if we go here and here, and it really doesn't matter which direction we point them, because this one is going to take, oh, is this not the right, yeah, that's the right fuel. Oh yeah, okay. This one's going to make solid rocket fuel from vulcanite blocks. This one is going to make liquid rocket fuel from solid rocket fuel. Right? Liquid rocket fuel. Why is it total raw vulcanite? Oh, whatever. It doesn't matter. But this is a physical object, so we need inserters to do it. So we're going to want some requester chests, some provider chests. We don't need 5, we just need 4. We're going to want the pumps. We got pipes. I don't think it matters how fast the inserters are, but we're going to fast inserter it just to be on the safe side. Okay. So, if we do a requester chest, into here, and a requester chest into here, right? And then we do that. And then if we did a row of tanks, say 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that enough? And do we want to move them? Because we could put them to the side here. We could fit them right in there between those two. Or we could fit them right in here between these two. 6 one heft on the other. Although if we put them here, we can pull off of them from both. Yeah, let's put them here. Because then that will feed both of those cells. I'm kind of looking at this as cells. These are the substations. They make these nice little blocks. They're not all even because of my spacing from my roboports, but I like the fact that we have it. You know, have the 2 of them. All right, so if we were to go 1 there, space 1, and then we want a gazinta there, This is going to make solid rocket fuel. That's going to make fuel. We could then hook that up to there, and it's just going to pump in and fill those up. Right? And then we could requester chest here and here, like so. And that's going to eventually fill these tanks, and then the tanks can service both of those. And then we want some assemblers, maybe some belts, maybe splitters, maybe some filter inserters, maybe some stack inserters, maybe some nats. Maybe a requester warehouse. Pile of those just to be safe. Nice thing is we don't have to worry about any power stuff because we have everything is covered by power. Now when we get the pylon poles, that'll really be nice. Alright, so the reason I was getting all that together is this. Along with all the other stuff we're shipping up stacks. We're rocket part stacks to save room. We have to disassemble those stacks, right, to make rocket parts. So if we how big is that? I think it's too much. Well, we did it here. And we went this way. I think we're still okay. Because what we want to do we want to give us ourselves some room away from that. So if we did a requester chest here, and we told that to take in the stack parts, and then we unstacked the stack parts, and we put the stack parts in a warehouse, right? And then in addition to that, we did stack parts, capsules, or not stack parts, regular parts, capsules, right? We could go we could tell that capsules, unstacked parts, stacked parts goes to unstacked parts. And then over here, we could go, well, see, that's going to be a thing. If we do stack parts and stack parts, they're going to fight one another. Well, until that chest is full, and then it'll put it in there, and then okay. We'll be okay. We just have to remember to put some limits on some stuff. So we're going to have to send up a whole lot more of these fuckers. Well, maybe not. We got a lot. All right. So, to build a rocket, we need two things. We need rocket parts, and we need capsules. Right? So if we asked one of these to ask for capsules, and we asked for one... Shit. Alright, you know what? Logistics. Bring us... Where is it? Am I going blind again? Looking for wire. Where's the... There it is. There it is. Okay. Duh. Alright. So that's going to give us that. Then we're going to want to input fuel. Now, can we input fuel on the back side? I don't remember. If it has to be... Let's look and see. Yes, we can input fuel on the backside. Okay. I couldn't remember. So I'm going to assume it's in line with that. Right, and then that way we can to the other one in that direction, and then we'll have a pump to pump it in there and a pump to pump it in there to suck it out of the tanks. I don't think we need a pump, but have and not need not have, right? Okay. So then we tell this, oops, we tell this, we hook this to this and to this. Because we can hook it to that way, and when you don't have multiple lines like we did stupidly down in Navis. Alright, we're going to tell this enable as long as this is less than 1. Right? So that's less than 1. That'll take that. So we want to tell this to requests all the capsules. We'll store them there. No, we won't. We'll store them there. We're gonna store them here. We're gonna store them here. We're going to tell this one oh, is that going to cause us to have a damn loop? Yeah, that's going to cause us to have a loop. That's going to cause a loop. Damn it. Alright. It's going to take a little more logistics or logic than I want to deal with right now. And we're going to tell this one all of these parts less than 100. So this is going to be enabled at less than 100. This, we're going to tell this, ask for 100. That way there'll always be enough available for that. Right? And then that'll be the fuel. This part we'll play with later. But we're going to have this uncapping those. We're going to have this asking for those. And then that'll put them all into there. We may have to, like, connect this to this somehow. This I have to think about. How do we get everything in here? Because I don't want to cause a loop like we had here where it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It'll kill all our bots. We don't need to worry about it right now. How we doing on time? Alright, we're looking alright on time. So, yeah, so the rock's going to come in, there's going to be the parts are going to come over here. We're going to put alright, we're going to have it for now. We got to think about our logic for that. We may end up belting some of that. We may end up not. We'll see. Anyway, for this, we're going to do this. We're going to have that come into there. All of those. And then it'll bring them in and put them in there. So that's going to get that out of there. Maybe the way we do this. Maybe the way we do this is by turning this into a regular warehouse. And then belting to the rockets. We'll see. That may be what we do is we turn this into a regular just plain warehouse. Instead of a provider warehouse. Do we have it? No, we don't have any with us. They're down here. Maybe for now what we do is we turn that into a regular warehouse. Okay, and we let this request all of these, this request all of these, and we put them in this warehouse. And then this warehouse belts to these two. That ties up some on the belt, but that's okay. We can live with that being tied up on the belt. Because then we can do this here. I suppose. And tell this one capsules, and this one rocket parts, right? And we just do that, and we just leave whatever's on the belt on the belt, and then this one should be requesting rocket pack parts, which have already been broke down what little bit there were. Right, so now all the rocket parts are out of our storage. Right? So now we're building rockets. We just need more tanks to come up for that. And we need more solar panels to come up for that. And then ultimately we can put another one of these right here. And belt to that one too with that. When the time comes. And that'll build both of those. It'll fuel both of those. And then when we want to launch something back, when we get to that point, we can put requesters here with inserters, and we can wire in the inserters to take our shit back with us. Right? Right. And then this is going to request... Well, let's put this in here first. And then this one is going to request fuel, say 100 at a time. Because what's going to ultimately happen is, oops, wrong one. This one is going to fuel 100 at a time. That's going to be that. That's going to make fuel that's going to fill the pump. This is going to make a mess because we've already requested it and the system already thinks we want it. So we're going to take it out of that, put it in that. Stop! I turned it off. There we go. Alright. So then this one is going to request vulcanite blocks. And we'll do, say, a couple of hundred. Because we're going to use them for other processes. We don't want to use them all up in here. But that's going to request vulcanite blocks. Turn them into this. This is going to take whatever fuel's here, turn it into this, and we're going to fill those tanks when those tanks are available. That'll give us enough to fill the rockets. So the rockets will have fuel on hand. Because that's going to make those. They're going to sit there and wait to go in there. Alright. And this is set up for all the rocket pieces parts. And eventually when these build up enough, we'll send a rocket back with them. Right? In the meantime, these are going to give it to this. These are going to give it to this. These are going to give it to this. Okay. Turn those off. Turn those off. Because we don't know what we're going to be using these for yet. Oh, you idiot. No, that's right. Okay, they're down there. Okay. Whew. I thought I killed these ones. Alright, so that's going to give us all our fluid handling that we should need. I hope. For now. Right? Right. And now we want to set up our cosmic water production. Right? So, cosmic water requires lubricant and water. we want to put it? Where do we want to put it? What is missing here? Oh, a tank. Okay. We're missing tanks there too, so we're okay. Alright, we want to stay out of this row and this row. We want to stay out of here too, because we're going to have other things that are going to be manufacturing other liquids. So I'm thinking we want to start our liquid production, and this one is an easy one to produce. It's just 2 ingredients. Right, and this one's going to be cosmic water. And we want lube coming in, and we want water coming in. And then we're going to want cosmic water coming out. So cosmic water coming out. Right? Cosmic water coming out and back into our system. We want agua coming in. Right, and we want lube coming in. Right? And then that's going to fill, ultimately fill our cosmic water system. It's going to fill our tank. We're going to have to ship up more water and more lube because we want to keep these tanks filled. But that's going to provide our system with what we need. There we go. There's our first of those. Now, seems to me, is it underbases? Oh, no, we've already got it out. All right. So we needed to do gel, right? Because gel went into our processing, and we need gel for other things too. Because gel is gonna, we need gel to make those, so we need to be making gel. So how do we make gel? Gel again is made, it's made in space manufacturing. Weird. You would think chem plant. And it's petroleum gas and cosmic water. So let us get space manufacturing. We got a couple of them. There we go. And that's we're gonna make cosmic gel from this. Now this is a big mother humper. And we're gonna tell this to make cosmic gel. Right? Right. And that works out perfect. Or mostly perfect. I know, we don't need to do the undergrounds there, but we did it anyway. Right, because then that goes into there, and that's making that. Should be filling up our cosmic gel. Right, that's making cosmic gel. That's making cosmic water. There we go. So now all we got to just do is we got to supply those fluids, and we got to fill up those fluids, which, you know, that's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, so it's been an hour. I think we got a lot accomplished. I'll still have to think about this whole issue here, but I think we got a solution to that, at least a temporary solution. So we're gonna have to send up some tanks. We're gonna have to send up some solar panels. Now, I'm wondering if by chance I want to have a row set up to filter everything that's not fluid, so that in case something gets sent up, but we'll know it pretty quickly. It'll block the system, and then we'll put a chest to take it out or whatever, because we'll be able to do that remotely now. The whole point of this, of setting up this part up here, was we now have a way to send rockets home. We have a way to get rockets here. We have a way to send rockets home. Everything that gets here gets put into the system. Everything going home gets put into the system. That's going to be empties. That's going to be empties. They'll be in there. When we're ready to send them home, we can just put down a requester chest and fill up a rocket with it. Okay. So everything is kind of set up that we can leave here now if we want to. I don't know if we want to yet. But we're set up that we could. I think we're going to leave that for the next episode as to whether we actually leave or not. Put that there. It'll put them where it wants to put them. Oh. get those back. We have some stuff that I know we want to take back with us. I thought we had... I thought maybe there's a chat. Maybe we got it in storage up here. I thought we had scrap that we needed to send back. Maybe we already sent the scrap. Oh, we sent the scrap back. Never mind. I did that off camera, I think. I think we're okay. Now, because of where we are around the sun. We're not around Novice. We have to go back in a rocket. We can't go back in just a capsule because we're not falling down the gravity well to a planet. So it's going to take us fuel and everything else to get there. That we don't have fuel into this yet because of all of that. So we're going to cheat the system a little bit. Or we're going to send tanks up. I think we're going to stay up here. I think we're going to send tanks up. We're going to send up solar panels because we still got manufacturing to build up here. I think we're going to leave that for another episode, but I think we're just going to wait and send the tanks up. The other option, and I think maybe we'll do that, is to do this, because we're not using that section yet. We still got to send tanks up. But that'll let us start processing fuel. And then we can do this. There we go. That'll start fueling that rocket. And then we're good to go. Because what'll happen is it'll fill these tanks up and we'll have a reserve for the rockets. Alright, there we go, guys. I think we are done for now. We're gonna stay up here. We're gonna send a rocket up with the pieces, parts that we need. Before we send it up, we'll figure out what else we need to get sent up here. And we'll get it all loaded on the rocket. We'll get it all going. We're almost back to our basic science setup at this point. We're getting there. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.